welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Charlotte if you are new here. It's a pleasure to have you. So today we are doing like a bit of a mood reading, my TBR vlog, because I'm kind of just in the mood to read from different genres, so I thought it would be fun to do that as a little bit of a mood reading vlog. And I've already picked our first book. Our first book is Not Quite Dead, but yeah, I've already taken the cover off and I've actually already started it, so I'm 90 pages in so far. Absolutely loving it. Really excited to keep reading it as part of this video and chat to you guys about it, because yeah, at the moment I think I'm kind of over some of the genres that I normally read. Like, I'm really not in the mood for romances, so we're mood reading the TBR, we're exploring some new genres, we're sticking to my August TBR. So our choices are Not Quite Dead, obviously, which we've already picked up, Quicksilver by Callie Hart, The Women by Kristin Hannah, which is sounding very appealing, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which is also sounding really appealing, and Collide by Bao Cabra, which I think might be the book I don't end up reading this month, because a hockey romance, like a contemporary hockey romance, just does not sound like anything I'm in the mood for at the moment. I'm not enjoying romance books. And to really show how much I'm not enjoying romance books, I've been reading on and off Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford for like over a month, nearly 2 months. Like, I'm just picking it up every now and then, and I'm like 30% of the way through, because I read a few pages and I'm like, I don't really like this book. Like, I don't really want a contemporary romance like this at the moment. So yeah, we are testing the genres out, which is so exciting. But I'm actually gonna go and eat my dinner, and then we can dive into Not Quite Dead Yet again, and I will give you my like halfway thoughts, I think. Update on Not Quite Dead. I am well over halfway. I'm on page 300 and there's 430 pages, so I really just want to sit down and finish this book. I am absolutely loving this. If you don't know what this is about Jet, who basically someone attempts to murder her. They're not successful, but she basically gets told she will die in 7 days. I'm not going to go into the details of what is going to cause that, but there's a complication and she only has 7 days to live. She decides with those 7 days that she is going to solve her own murder. Oh my god, this book has had me so gripped. There's definitely like similarities to Holly Jackson's other books. Like, she definitely follows like a similar like arc in all of them, but I'm really enjoying this, like really enjoying this, and like the different secrets that are coming out, and it's kind of set in a small town, so the way everyone is connected. And yeah, I really like, I don't have any ideas of who did it. I have no ideas right now, and like there was someone that I thought did, and then we basically found out they did have an alibi, like a Loctite alibi, and now I'm like, oh my god, I don't know who did it. Like, I really don't know. I'm really excited to just finish this book and see what actually happens. So my goal is to finish this today. It's 10 AM now. I know I need to take my mum to work at 12, so I'm hoping I can lock in and finish it that kind of quickly, because it is just so good. So good. Just finished Not Quite Dead Yet. I don't have words. We need to do an update, because I picked up another book and I actually haven't vlogged since. Terrible form from me. I'm gonna be so real. This week was not a good mental health week, like at all, to be honest. I don't think I spoke about it on YouTube. My granddad did pass away at the end of July. No, end of June. Insane that it's actually been that long. And I think sometimes like the grief just hits hard and randomly. And I think it's just one of those weeks. It's okay. I'm feeling better today. I'm ready to have a productive day, because without screaming like toxic productivity, I know that for me, productivity is the one thing that makes me feel better. But I have done a fair amount of reading this week, just because I've been like, I need to be off my phone when I'm not working. And the book that I've been reading is The Women by Kristin Hannah. It's in the other side of my room. I'm gonna go grab it. Here she is. I'm obsessed. I'm really enjoying this. This is so different to the books I normally read, and I feel like this whole video, obviously Holly Jackson's book was really different to what I normally read, so is this. And I really feel like I need to change my standard genre. I feel like maybe I'm just not really as much of a romance girly anymore. I'm loving the historical fiction. I find it so interesting. I think I'm gonna go book shopping today. I need to get my book club book for August because we're on the 16th of the month. So I need to get that. And I think I'm gonna have a look for some more Kristin Hannah books. I think I might get The Nightingale next because I'm really enjoying this. And I definitely want to read more of these books. I also think I've got some Victoria Hislop books that I put under my bed because I was like, I don't think I'm going to read them. I think I might dig them out and I think I might end up reading them. Because yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think this genre change was so needed and I'm loving it. So if you don't know, this is about women in the Vietnam War. So this is about Frances. She is a nurse who basically is told by one of her brother's Navy friends that women can be heroes too when her brother is about to leave for the Vietnam War. She is raised by like a very conservative family. Like so we're in the 1960s and they're going to the country club like that. Like she has been raised to, like when she talks about her degree, it's spoken about as like they're getting their missus, you know, they're getting their degree so they can meet their husband and they're getting their missus. And that is the world that she's been raised in. She is doing like a nursing degree, or she has done a nursing degree, so it's not like out of the realm. But yeah, she decides to enter the Vietnam War and we are basically just following her journey. She makes some really good friends with fellow nurses and we're basically just following her journey, and oh my god, this story is so heartbreaking. And I feel like reading it at the moment, like with what is going on in the world, like everything that's happening in like Palestine and Gaza, oh, I'm gonna cry. the things that she's describing are things that are actually happening to real people, like as I am reading pages. I just don't have any words, I'm gonna cry. Can you tell I'm an empath? But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's a really gripping story. It is very like character driven. The plot is like we're just following Frances, or Frankie. She mainly goes by Frankie. So the plot is we are mainly following Frankie, like with everything that happens during her time. And we also obviously have the political background of the amount of backlash there was during the 60s, like the late 60s to the Vietnam War, which is really interesting. And yeah, I've really been enjoying it. Like so I have a history degree. Important bit of context about me. I have a history degree, but I never studied like Vietnam or anything like that. I didn't do like a lot of American history because, so we could also do American studies at my uni. So I feel like a lot of that was more for that because we went in as like humanities students and then you had to choose. So I did do American studies in my first year, but I didn't go with it too well. Really hard subject because when you have to write about everything, like history, music, art, literature, like everything in a 2,000 word essay, impossible. Anyway, yeah, so it's not something that I know a huge amount about. And obviously history, like I love history, still do, always will. So yeah, I just love it, and it's really made me realise I need to read more historical fictions. I think I might ask some of the girlies in my book club, put them a little message in the group chat and just ask for some historical fiction recommendations or some other like Kristin Hannah recommendations, because this woman has a long backlist. This is her backlist, so I think I might ask for some recs because I know a few of the girls in book club are big fans of like historical fiction and things. So but yeah, that is the update. I am halfway through, just over halfway through. I'm on page 242 and I think there's like 470, but yeah, really enjoying it, and I think I'm gonna crack on with it hopefully this evening and get a good chunk done because I kind of just need to know what happens now. It's time for an update because I've finished The Women. I feel like I barely vlogged reading this book, and it's honestly because like once I picked it up I was invested. I didn't want to pick my camera up, I didn't want to film anything, I just wanted to read. Each chapter, so the second half and the first half are very different vibes. The first half is very much like the focus on being in Vietnam, and the second half is the aftermath. And there were just so many cliffhangers. So many cliffhangers. I never really knew where we were going to go, and oh, I love this book so much. it wasn't quite a 5-star. I didn't have a 5-star feeling, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I think because for me, if a book is a 5-star, I'm reading it fast, whereas this did take me over a week to read. So it wasn't that I was like constantly wanting to pick it up, but when I had picked it up and when I was reading it, I didn't want to put it down. But I wasn't like constantly like wanting to pick it up kind of until we got closer to the end. I definitely referred the second half to the first half, and what we experienced, what we went through and what we spoke about in the second half over the first half. The first half was very conflict heavy, which makes sense when you go into the second half, but yeah, no spoilers here. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I will do like full ratings and everything at the end as always, and we'll also talk about Not Quite Dead Then. It's so weird, I've been filming this video for a while because like I am just a bit of a slower reader at the moment. Like I'm not reading in the same volume, so it feels weird saying that like Not Quite Dead is in the same vlog as this because I read that book in what feels like so long ago. But yeah, book 2 of our TBR is done, which feels so exciting. I feel like we're really getting through the TBR now. Like I filmed my September TBR the other day and I was like, wow, like there's not really much left on here. There's not a lot of choice. I think I might have a bit of a clear out of my TBR at some point, and I have some books under my bed which I think might go back on my TBR, and books that on my TBR might get taken off and go under my bed because I just don't want to read romance at the moment. Like I really don't want to read like a contemporary romance. The thought of it, like I just really can't. Like I'm not enjoying that at all. So there's some books that I think I might like take off and put under the bed, and some books I might bring out that are like historical fictions. I know I've got some Victoria Hislops, things like that. For our next read, I think I know what I'm going to go for, and technically it wasn't in my August TBR video, but it has to be on my August TBR because it is my August book club read, and it is Morgan Is My Name. I have never heard anyone talk about this book or read this book. Like this is a completely new book to me, in a completely new genre. This is what is this? Some kind of retelling. What's it called? Is there like mythology, myth retelling? I'm not too sure. I don't know what it would be called. But it is like about like the time of King Arthur, I believe. Yeah, and like Merlin and stuff. So it sounds really interesting, and again, like nothing I've read before, and I kind of feel like that is the secondary theme to this video. I feel like if I hadn't have been yapping on so much about how we're reading my August TBR, I would maybe change this to reading books that from different genres, like all genres I don't normally read, because that's definitely what this video is giving. It's what these books are giving. But yeah, I don't know too much about this. As I said, it's my book club book. It's the one that I'm having to pick up, but apparently this is a historical fiction. Historical fiction. So it's Sunday Times Best Historical Fiction pick for 2023. So we're definitely sitting in that. Rebecca Ross has blurbed it, like she's done a little review on the front. So I don't feel like it's too far out of my realm. Oh, and it's a trilogy. Slay, is starting a new series. But yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. We've got some Shakespeare being quoted. Morgan Is My Name is our next read. Let's catch up because I finally 200 pages into Morgan Is My Name, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure what my thoughts and feelings are because I don't really know what's happened or what this book is about. Which sounds really silly, and you might be like, "Sure, you're 200 pages in, how do you know?" The blurb is so vague that I am now reading it thinking, okay, is this the blurb for the whole series? Because this is part of a 3-book series. Because like nothing in the blurb has happened yet, really. Okay, well, some things in the blurb have happened, that they happened really early on, but others haven't. So the blurbs is, so what this book is supposedly about: when King Uther Pendragon murders her father and tricks her mother into marriage, Morgan refuses to be crushed. Trapped amid the machinations of men in a world of isolated castles and gossiping courts, Morgan finds the power to be a worthy advisory to Merlin, sorcerer to King Arthur. But fighting for her freedom means she must risk everything. So there's not been any like directness between Morgan and Merlin as of yet, and I'm 200 pages in. So I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying what's happening. Confused about where it's going. A lot of it so far has been pretty much a romance in a way, I guess. We've had some twists and turns. It's enjoyable. I feel like I'm wanting to read it. I'm curious as to what's happening. The chapters are also so short, and this book has really made me realise how much I just much prefer like a really short chapter. The chapters are like 5 pages. Like I'm on page 200 but I'm on chapter 34. What more could you want? So yeah, the quick chapters are definitely helping. It's keeping me kind of locked in, I guess, because I'm like, oh, I'll read this chapter, then I'll go on my phone, and then I'm like, oh well, that chapter was only 4 pages, I'll just read another one. So things like that are helping. But yeah, I feel like normally this point in a book I'd be able to have like a rough idea of what a rating would be, but I just have no idea. And like I've never really read anything like this. Like I don't know if we're just getting her origin story right now, but I also don't know if like maybe I just don't know enough about like the whole Arthurian lore to be enjoying it as much as I could be. Does that make sense? Like I don't know if like I don't know if I just don't have the knowledge, because there's just a knowledge gap, do you know what I mean? But yeah, so far so good. It's keeping me gripped. It's a really nice day today, so we've been led outside reading. I kind of would like to finish it this afternoon. So I've got 150 pages left. It's like 2.5 hours of reading. It's 3:30, so I feel like the potential's there to do that this afternoon, this evening. Finish it by the end of the day. But yeah, I don't have strong thoughts. But I guess I am enjoying it. But that's kind of where my head's at. Okay, my camera is about to die, so I'm going to do this quickly, but I'm editing this video on the day that it goes up, and I realised I haven't spoke to you about any of our books, so let's run through ratings. We're going to start with Morgan Is My Name. So kind of the same as what I was saying in the midway check-in. I definitely think the blurb for this is for the whole series, because we only started to get like hints at the Merlin stuff and her joining Merlin by the end, like where we left off. Like yeah, I obviously don't want to spoil it, but the blurb definitely feels like a whole series blurb. I might continue this series, I might not. I'm undecided. When I go to book club, I'm gonna see if anyone else has continued the series, but I did really enjoy this. I'm just gonna get my rating up for you. So I did end up giving this a 4.25 stars. I think I might lower it to a 4-star, just because I haven't thought about it a whole lot since finishing it, but it was good. And I definitely I really enjoyed being in this world, which is obviously like this, it kind of just feels like a fantasy world, and like it is obviously the medieval time, so it is kind of just giving like a standard fantasy. Obviously you just have like the elements of the mythology with it being Arthurian, but I don't feel it like that didn't feel like a huge part of this book to me. I don't know. The only like Arthurian stuff I have is what I remember from the series Merlin, which isn't a lot. And do you remember that cartoon about King Arthur? That. So yeah, I think 4 stars for this. It was definitely a good read, and like I said, I might continue the series. I'm not too sure. I find it hard with series that like I don't know anyone that's read them, because like sometimes the books just get worse and I don't know where we could go. Like I don't know. And then we obviously read The Women by Kristen Hanna. This was so good, and I have thought about this a lot, not as much as I thought I would, and I'm glad that I didn't give it 5 stars, because this was a 4.75, and I think for me that was the perfect rating for this book. I really enjoyed it. I definitely think about it, but like I'm not still obsessing over it, and it was definitely a good time. I did end up picking up The Nightingale to read at some point. I'm not too sure when that will be, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed going into this genre. and it made me realise this is definitely a genre that I want to get to. And I'm also glad that I got this off my TBR as well, because it kind of had been starting to sit on there for a little bit of a while. But yeah, definitely like just a 4.75 star. Really enjoyed the story, really enjoyed the characters. There's not too much to fault with this, in all honesty. And then we come to our first book, Not Quite Dead by Holly Jackson. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this would be a book that I would have thought about loads. I haven't really thought about this since finishing it, which is kind of surprising in a way. I don't know, is it surprising? I guess so. Like, I thought this would have just been a thriller that like I thought about a lot and kept coming back to, but I honestly haven't. I really haven't thought about it. Unless I've seen a video of someone talking about it, then I thought about it. But other than that, I haven't. And I did rate this 4.5 stars, but when I think about how good it was, that feels like a fair rating, you know, because it was like, all I want in a thriller is I want to not be able to guess what happened. If I can't guess what happened, it is a good thriller. That is my like one single requirement, and that did that. It did that. I was like, literally, like, you saw the clip of me finishing this book straight away, like my immediate reaction. I was gobsmacked. I read the last like 100 pages so quickly because I was just so in it and I needed to know what happened, and that is exactly how I want a thriller to make me feel. I think as a thriller, it is an incredible book. It just didn't, it's just not something I'm constantly thinking about, but kind of a good thing. Don't know if I want to be constantly thinking about being bashed over the head. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Definitely, I'm going to keep it as a 4.5 stars, but that is everything. I'm very conscious of the fact that my camera looks like it's been about to die this entire segment, and I've been filming for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's definitely a shorter one. I need to figure out a good way of making sure that I'm filming updates and like aesthetic book clips, because I feel like that is what is lacking in this vlog when I've been editing. But I will figure it out for September. I'm gonna do another reading my September TBR vlog for September, as I said. But I will catch you in the next one. I'll catch you next week. Bye.